Wenye, unaveta, ufi, uhata. Bilatsa. By the way, nasaga man, nasana fire, nasana kiwota. Wakile ukapanda roti. Ufi. Wakile ukatupera jito. Ufi. Ikiwero ikajipa. Wale patata. Ufi. Wakile ukapanda roti. Ufi. Wakile ukatupera jito. Ufi. Ikiwero ikajipa. Imwetata pa kufaya mayo mwatupungile nefilayo mwatile tukekala wino.
This song is best played at this point in time.
Mwatile kakwata jobu inelelo ishikwete obu mulimayo mwafyala moma mpundu awe mwafibenu wakote watile ukasebula roti
awa wafibenu wakote wapanji kaunda. Atiyo ikachipa ufi
wale patata ufi watile ukapanga roti ufi watile ukatupera jito
ufi ikiwero ikachipa wale patata ufi stepfather oh stepfather
kumana no matula la vye mundoti mundoti vye dodi ulibechi totira tenisozi maswiti kidi furu mumigodi badile nyumba bagona mumigodi step father zunga muje mother zanga tabembera no kwada our father remember filia bilai you said you go make our life
remember filia
better education good health to get kala kwino komana lelo tulivye mundoti watile ukapanga roti
ufi
watile ukatupera jito
ufi
ikiwero ikajipa
wale patata ufi
watile ukapanga roti
ufi
watile ukatupera jito
ufi ikiwero ikajipa wale patata ufi
akamwafya kale moneka simpo lelo mayo alina mapimpo ukatata kashita kalepwa akamunga mona fina kadula lelo fyuwelo na yena futi nekulomba usambike mayo apapene akwete kofiga aikona kule kelo dushishi tumulie mutu kuishe na kopa iwe tata dozora paibu na investa la mangula zipu mana zambia alina kashishi amaloni emae arabi ala tata tufunye polisoni libitweshe kwa sondashi formula watile ukapanga roti ufi watile ukatupera jito ufi ikiwero ikajipa wale mepatata ufi watile ukapanga roti ufi watile ukatupera jito ufi ikiwero ikajipa wale mepatata ufi akanda life we are living today we are looking for our better days brighter day febana tuikute mukati zunga muje tikankala bwino tikankala kawala labena maule watakanda life we are living today we are looking for our better days brighter day febana tuikute mukati zunga muje tikankala bwino tikankala kawala labena maule
I'm very glad.
ona malume mamela mapera wakashikandala wakapokola lote masista mchikolo ndiye mwebatera efuti ndiye mwebapera watile ukapanga roti watile ukatupera jito ikiwero ikajipa wale mepatata watile ukapanga roti watile ukatupera jito ikiwero ikajipa wale mepatata
I like this part.
Boza ulabeja
I like this part. I'm going back to this. Listen. I like this part again. hear that? I like this part. Go for it again. I can make it shape up. Listen. That's Plato's song. Pilato and Peterson. I also like this other one. This song is also another good one.
Abasirikale bamapange yasuma mubiri wakopa mtima wa diamonds impi chirishta yako salanga yako mana baisa mungu tuzempaika baisa mungu tuzempaika nishina batekanya kwatitebu basakala nyungu
Privatization. Kwatitebu bakompwe
kabaisa mukulombe kote
chefanga kushua lukwa
babati banakile batekanye
kwatitebu bakama chilugo
Niyatwasalile kusala bena waleti bakaya
tulani lako
kashirena mapange yabo
yari yako ya kunonkera po kesi Obani
bakatumimwe pizza chicken and chips kokuna wanza bakanwini po bakashete chicken shawama chile chibanzi chafiko bakochere petibon bakanwini po whisky bakafimbe kimikoshi na mafumo anyanta kubunganda ya mafunde balila kuti balila bandako banshipena tabanyanta ko yonse ni
mapajero
amwamona baisape mpula koni wifine chidanga ya
parama Baisa mungu tuzempaika Baisa mungu tuzempaika Nishina batekanya Kwatitebu basakana nyungu Ngabailinganya Kwatitebu bakokwe Tabafikisha privatization. That's what takuli. Employment. That one whatever teachers takuli. Fuel. Imisebo Lukulu Road. Tabafikisha. Ifetatendwa. Tabafikisha. Ifilayo. Ifetatendwa.
Tabafikisha.
Ifilayo. Ifetatendwa. Baisa mungu tuzempaika. Baisa mungu tuzempaika. Nishina batekanya. Kwatitebu basakala nyungu. Ngabailinganya. Kwatitebu bakokwe. Babu. Baisa mungu tuzempaika. Nishina batekanya. Kwatitebu basakala nyungu. Ngabailinganya. Kwatitebu bakokwe. Babu. Hello. No win wanga lo batia politics. So this guy, that's let's be about this type of thing. He's outside actually. Kwatitebu basakala nyungu. Ngabailinganya. Kwatitebu bakokwe. Baisa mungu tuzempaika. Baisa mungu tuzempaika. Nishina batekanya. Kwatitebu basakala nyungu. Ngabailinganya. Kwatitebu bakokwe. Now, you know, before I start, let me first stop the music. Let me stop the music first. Let me stop the music. But listen to this. When you talk about, you know, when you talk about wenye ulaveja, listen to that. Listen to this. And no side up. I like this part. This part, I like it. I like this one. And listen now, combine that. I'm trying to work on something. Combine that with this. Now, listen to this.
We will not cancel the debt swap, which is what they're doing.
Listen.
That you pay those. Cancel the debt swap. No. We will respect those obligations. Number two, we will not cancel the debt swap, which is what they're doing. Scaremongers. You pay those. Cancel the debt swap, which is what they're doing. Scaremongers. We will not cancel the debt swap, which is what they're doing. You pay those. Cancel the debt swap. No. We will respect those obligations. Number two, we will in future avoid any debt trap. How? Improve the conditions of service for the public sector workers.
We will not cancel debt swap. We will respect those obligations. And in future, we will avoid, you know, debt trap. How? By improving the conditions of services.
We will not cancel the debt swap, which is what they're doing. Scaremongers. That you pay those. Cancel the debt swap. No. We will respect those obligations. Number one. Number two, we will in future avoid any debt trap. How? Improve the conditions of service for the public sector workers. Right? Salaries allowance. Pay the salaries that are allowance to apply. Then bring the interest rates down.
Bring the interest rates down.
There's no need to go. What else are we going to do? We are going to make public sector workers access their pension, NAPSA.
Access their pension, NAPSA.
Cancel the debt swap, which is what they're doing. Scaremongers. You pay those. Cancel the debt swap. No. We will respect those obligations. Number one. Number two, we will in future avoid any debt trap. How? Improve the conditions of service for the public sector workers. Right? Salaries allowance. Pay the salaries that are allowance to apply.
Pay and salaries on time.
Bring the interest rates down.
Bring the interest down.
We've done that, there's no need to borrow. What else are we going to do?
There will no need to borrow.
We're going to make public sector workers access their pension, NAPSA.
Access their pension, NAPSA.
To invest, we don't have to borrow. How about that? Fantastic. That's a solution. Not this big house stuff.
That's a solution. But what is my response to that? Here is my response. Up. Boza. Pilato singing. Hapo umfwe. Mufi. Ikatipa. Wale patata mufi. Wenye. Boza. Ulaveja. Boza. Chavu fi. see? I mean, you can say whatever you want, but the fact is that, you know, all I do myself is walk you through what this government, what this presidency was promising us, the basis on which you voted this government into power. You can hate me all you want. You can call me no, na chishupa, takuli ama handouti, takuli finshi. Me, I'm a hard worker. I work very hard. Very, very hard. And whatever you say, I've grown up to where I am. I've done a lot of big things in my life. And at the end of the day, all I'm just telling you is that I'm just trying to remind you where we are coming from. Today, what has HH done? When I say this government is a disaster government, when I say this government is a failed government, it is a failure. President Hakainde Hichilema is a big failure. As we speak, it is clearly written that President Hakainde Hichilema is the worst president we have ever had. Nobody has performed so bad 8 months or 9 months into their governance. Our gift is in Gamba at childish. How? What is childish about what I'm saying? What is childish about what I'm saying? President Hakainde Hichilema is now into the 9th month of his governance. What has he done? Everything is a failure. Everything is a failure. Everything is a failure. This guy that is talking about, what's his, this guy who is talking about Cornelius, Cornelius has come up and is putting up, he's throwing tantrums, you know. He's throwing tantrums to say, no, we were not involved here, we don't know the people, and so on and so forth. I want to tell you that this is just a failure by this government to employ people that they promised. And those of you who were so excited that no, Hakainde Hichilema is going to employ 31,000 workers, 11,000 whatever. Woofy, I'm telling you, woofy. This year, let's see if President Hakainde Hichilema is going to employ those 31,000 people and is it 11,000 people, health workers. Let's see. We want to see them employed by the end of this year. We want to see that promise fulfilled by the end of this year. It's June, nempepo ya isa. Very soon, naka subakala sukakese, nodu subalu, nemfula ikese. He will not employ these people. We want him to employ those people. I'm not saying that, and it's not that I'm praying that he doesn't employ them. My prayer is that he employs them. And I want him to employ them. Otherwise, I will be here to play this song for him nicely. A song sung by, you know, Paofes Pamandi Uwafia. Every day, ngana wikana kula role shavati mbaka pokola vice. Ngana wikana pale yonse kula role shavati mbaka pokola vice. Not that I'm scared. I'm always ready at any time. But anyway, so the point is, this one is also a failure. It's also a failure. And you praise singers, Tamwa Kwata Nelson, you are not ashamed of yourselves. Because really, I mean, you defend this person. And yet he's doing nothing. He hasn't even given you one thing that you can brag about, that you can come out and show us to say, look, this is what he has done. Everything is failure. Everything is failure. Everything is failure. Proper failing. Nothing. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? But Cornelius Mweetwa is just trying to divert their attention so that, you start thinking, no, it's because of whatever. No, the fact is that they have failed. They have failed. Even if there is something that has gone wrong in the selection of these teachers, even if there is something that has gone wrong, who are these Teachers Service Commission? Who are they? Aren't they the appointees of the president? Aren't they appointed by this very government? Aren't they part of this government? So Cornelius is trying to talk, like trying to heap a blame on the Teaching Service Commission as if they are not part of the government. But it's part of your government. You are part and parcel of this government. They are part and you are one. So this nonsense of trying to heap the blame, trying to point fingers at others, it doesn't help. It's neither here nor there. It is part of the same government. The failure of any institution or any part of this government is a failure of the collective of this disaster government, pontificated by President Hakainde Hichilema. The biggest failure, the worst president we have ever had, is the worst president that we have ever had. There is no president that has performed so bad in every way. Which way? The only thing that Hakainde Hichilema has succeeded in is to take more selfies than any president. President Hakainde Hichilema has succeeded in one thing, that is to take selfies more than any president that we have ever had. Yes, the selfies yena oko Mwaesha. You have even beaten Iris. I don't think Iris Kaingu has taken more selfies than President Hakainde Hichilema. President Hakainde Hichilema is topping. Not even Mtalemwanza can come close to the selfies that Hakainde Hichilema has been taking. He's like a fashion parade president. Ma selfie. Enchitoba ishiva chapwa. Enchitoba ishiva. Ama selfie fie. Enchitoba ishiva. Other than that, other than Ama selfies, he's like, he competes. It's like he competes with Navena Iris. Level Avena Iris, Avena Mtalemwanza. Other than that, nothing. Tell me one thing. Employing of teachers, Mweetwa. Ama civil servants, they were excited. They were excited that they were going to have debt swap. They were excited. They went in numbers, waking up at 03 to go and vote, with the hope that Hakainde Hichilema Vaisa, at least they will be relieved of their debt. They will be relieved of their debt. Hakainde Hichilema himself said it. He said it. When I come in, we will maintain the debt swap. But PF if you vote Hakainde Hichilema, debt swap will be curtailed, will be cancelled. Hakainde Hichilema came up and said, no, we will not cancel it. We will not cancel it. We will respect it. And if anything, I'm going to do more than the debt swap. I'm going to liberate you from debts. You will no longer need to go and borrow. That's what Hakainde Hichilema said. You will no longer need to go and borrow. When I come in as Bali, the issue of debt will be sorted out. I will liberate you by paying your debt to the microfinances, to the banks. I will pay. And after I pay, I will go further by improving your conditions of services. I'm going to increase your salaries. I'm going to increase your salaries. In another forum, it was even discussed that they were going to give 1,500 across the board of all civil servants to improve their conditions of services so that they don't borrow anymore. As if that was not enough, this man, he was Father Christmas. He was Father Christmas. As if that is not enough. He said, no, that is not enough. I'm going to do more for you. I am going to reduce interest rates so that when you go to borrow, you will borrow at a very minimum interest rates. for public service workers. Apart from that, he added more. He said, you know what? If you don't want to borrow at lower interest, you can even go to NAPSA and retrieve some of your money. You can claim some of your money and use it. These are things that Vaka in the Ichinema said. These are things that Vaka in the Ichinema said. Tell me any of these things that I've mentioned. Tell me one thing that has been done. Debt swap, now cancer. And it is not sustainable for the government, or it is not sustainable. Vaka in the Ichinema is the one who was promising. He has come, he has cancelled it. So, as civil servant, why did you go and you vote for this man? If I say this man is lying, you say, no. Hey, you are insulting the president. How am I insulting the president? How am I insulting my Republican president whom you voted for? But 2.8, you voted for him and he's the president. How am I insulting him? Debt swap, cancelled. Debt swap cancelled. The 1,500 across board. Where is 1,500 across the board? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? He spoke about reducing the interest rates. Go to the financial institutions. Go to the financial institutions. Go to the microfinances. What is the interest? Has the interest gone down? Has the interest gone down? Even for businesses, I used to promise this. We will reduce the cost of doing business. We will reduce the cost of doing business. By allowing you to go and borrow, by reducing the lending rates. Has it changed? No, we will be getting from NAPSA. We will be getting from NAPSA. What has happened? Where are we with all those promises? And when I say these things that, no, you are insulting the president, we will go and report you to Rukulu. We will go and report you to whatever. Failure, dictatorship. You don't want us to talk. When we talk, we are insulting you. When we are telling you things, you take it as insults. The truth that you uttered, things that you uttered from your own mouths, we replay them, we tell you back to say, this is what you said. It turns into an insult. It turns into a crime. What kind of people are you? Senseless, brutal dictators. That's what you are. Senseless, brutal dictators who have brought disaster in this country. Disaster in this country. I can bet 90% of you who are watching me right now, you are broke. But this is the time that you're supposed to have money. But I can bet, I know 90% of you people who are watching are broke. There is no money in the economy. There is no money. There is no money. We are here in these offices. People are coming looking for our services. But they don't have money. They don't have money. People owe us money and they are not paying. That shows that there is no money in the economy. There is no money. Right now, our people at the reception, if I were to bring them in this office and interview them, you will hear what it's all about money. Struggling about money. Senseless, brutal dictators. A very useless government. This one is one of the most useless government that we have ever had. It's a useless government. What are they doing? A government is supposed to make our lives better. But these guys, nothing. They are making things worse for us. Worse for us. So what good is a government that is making your life more miserable than it is supposed to be? We were better off where we were na balungu po balungu batushirire. Yes, twale chula. But po balungu batushirire na where we are. It's worse off. We are worse off. A lot of people are suffering out there. So what are we going to praise this President Hakainde Hichilema who want praises all the time? They want praises all the time, but praise for what? What are we praising? Not for that Tava Shiva. But not for that Takuli. At you are insulting. These are my views. These are my views from my point of view. Now president. And I've got the right to express myself. I've got the right to express myself. It's not an insult. It's not an insult. It's not an insult. I want you to know what democracy is. Democracy and freedom of expression doesn't mean that when I say something at yo it is defamation. Yo means it's not defamation. It is up to you to change and do better. Do better. Not to go to Kapokola. Now Kapokola by some pinya no tuma suti. Uto wapati nkatishno no wakabatu washish. Tatupita na kulandri yo. Yeah? Because they can't afford to take those amasuti and they can't afford. Instead of improving their conditions of services. Improving their conditions of service. That's why we had a very when did you hear, a senior police officer engaging in crime? But Eastern province. When did you hear senior police officers engaging in robbery? Yes, we have had incidences of Bakapokola being involved, but not at that level. Not at that level. Even this is serious. It's very serious. And you think it's a joke. Things are bad. People might not come out. This is the thing, because people are scared to tell you the truth. People are scared to tell you the truth. But majority people, if they were to speak honestly, they will tell you that things are bad. And things are bad because he's a failed leader, failed president, a big failure. He should not even be lifting his head high. He shouldn't. If really had a conscience, he would even be scared to face into the camera and lecture to the Zambian people. He would be scared. He would be scared. But tap attention, he has that sense of, that sense, that consciousness, where you say, but kwena, how bad? Hakande Ichilema doesn't seem to have it. He doesn't seem to have it. He still comes out. What are you saying, man? You have bloody failed. You have failed. And these candidates, like Avena Cornelius now, they are trying to make excuses for him. They are trying to make excuses to delay everything. No, I don't care how long it's going to take. It is part of the budget. You put it in the budget. So don't say, no, we don't care. Employ them. Employ those young people. They are waiting. Employ them. Employ them. But I can tell you, these people, they have no clue of what they are doing. They don't even know where they are. Even in that process, they don't even know where they are. Because one thing is that, after when they receive the letters, they need to be posted. And when they are posting them, they need to sort out things like accommodation. Is there accommodation? Nothing. When they employ them, they need to give them Tuma settling allowance. Is there money for that? Nothing. When they employ them, they need to put them on the payroll. How are they going to put them on the payroll? Yet we have teachers that have been going back and forth to the ministry, asking to be put on the payroll, and they have not been put on the payroll. Those that they found were this government. They found people that were employed and they were waiting to be put on the payroll, up to today, they haven't put them on the payroll. We have got, I don't know, I think they're about 3,000. If they are failing to put about 3,000 teachers on the payroll, how are they going to put 31,000 teachers on the payroll? If they have failed to find a plan, to find means on putting these people on the payroll, 3,000, payroll. They have just been taka. No, your fake letters, what, forget it, it's not true. The letters that they got are genuine letters. They even came out in the papers, in the dailies. They came out in the papers. They were employed. You shouldn't be coming up with funny excuses. All you have to do is to put those on payroll. But you are failing to put those on payroll, about 3,000. How are you going to put people, 31,000 on the payroll? You think they can do it? This government without, proper heads, proper thinking heads, with no experience on how they can handle government, you think they can do it? You think they can do it? Ni tablalaza. This is tablalaza. If you have seen a bunch of politicians who have no clue, you have them. These ones, they have no clue. We are being ruled by people that have no idea of what they are doing. How can he has no idea of what he's doing? Nothing. But really, at the end of the day, the man is a big failure. He's a big failure. And this is the truth. It's tense to fishing, Kefi. Fishing. So don't even pay attention. Social media is breaking, discussing Cornelius Mweetwa. You are wasting your time. You are wasting your time discussing Cornelius Mweetwa. It's the same government. It's the same government. Put it on them. Tell them you are the same government. We don't care about the teaching, whatever. We don't care. What we care is that this government promised us jobs. Can you give us those jobs? And put us on payroll. But I can assure you 31,000 people, payroll. When they are failing to put 3,000 people, payroll. They have failed. Can they manage 31,000 people? 3,000 wafirwa. No. Finshi mulelanda bombeni. Bombeni tumone. Show us. Ngamwabomba twala bitasha. Inanisha shupa no shupa ini. Ngamwabomba fi. I will praise you. I will praise you if you work. But since you are not working, fish nala mitashisha. Wahaka in the fish nala mitashisha. What am I going to praise you for? Ima praise singer. Mwa ikadirafi. Fish nala mitashisha. Bring something to me to praise this government. Bring something, give me something. One thing that I'm going to praise this Hakainde Ichilema. One thing. Everything is a failure on Hakainde Ichilema. Failure. It's written all over him. Failure smells Hakainde Ichilema. Ni failure. Big failure, the worst president we have ever had. Yes, he's a big failure. What? Baleshana pali CDF. Burukutu. CDF, Burukutu. Pali CDF. He was dancing over CDF. He was telling off people over CDF. Where is CDF? This is June. We are going into the third quarter. And the CDF is 25.7 million. 25.7 million. How much have they given so far? They have only given 5.6 million. 5.6 million. Imagine that by now they should have disbursed half of that 25.7. They should have disbursed at least 13 million kwacha. They should have done that. But it's 5 million. And then even to access that 5 million, to access that CDF, it is like you are trying to access Indalama Shamukote. It is like you are accessing Indalama Shamukote. It's like you have to go and beg to Haka in the Ichilema. This is the thing. In this country, people are failing to really make decisions. Barawa garing combo. Barawa garing combo mulemuna. Baramuneka awa ume, awa kwata, you know, who has so much courage, a well-composed man, a what, but kuli baaka in the ichilema bafunga ukafi. Barafunga ukabufunga. He can't do anything. He's a minister, but really, what can he do? What can Garin Kombo do as a minister? Everyone, all these ministers, Tapali, everybody, they are so scared of President Aga Indeichile. Because even that CDF, 5.6 in Delanda, they are failing to disburse that money. They are failing, scared of Haka in the Ichile. Scared of Haka in the Ichile. By now, they should have disbursed about 13. They have only disbursed about 5. But even that 5, people are scared to touch that money. They are scared to touch that money. Because Haka in the Ichile wants to be the one controlling everything. Wants to be the one controlling everything. But Mune, you can be a president, but this country is too big. You need to allow people to wait. You need to allow people to make decisions, not making them like robots. They are like robotic ministers. They are like robotic ministers waiting for President Hakainde Hichilema to press his remote control for them to move. That's how it is. This government is like Hakainde Hichilema. You know, you have ministers, they are all robots, and Hakainde Hichilema has a remote. He has a remote, and he's the one to press. Minister of Finance, Atinika. Minister of Local Government, Atinika. Without the command from the president, nothing happens. That's why we are having trouble of, you know, medicines, for example, in hospitals. We are having issues. This man is a dictator. That's why I call him a dictator. Because it is all about him. It's all about him. It's him. What we have is autocracy. A government that has power in one man. Power in one man. Nobody else matters. Nobody else matters. It's only Hakainde Hichilema. And you think things can move. Things can never move. Things can never move. Things are stagnant because everyone is scared of this man. You can't lead a country like that. A country cannot move forward. It can't. And okay, fine, you can have this person somebody who is sharp, somebody who knows this and that and that. But Hakainde Hichilema is not as sharp. And this is not an insult. This is not an insult, but I'm telling you. But Hakainde Hichilema is not as sharp as he thinks he is. No, he's not. I can assure you, if I were president today, Chilufya, I would do much, much better than Hakainde Hichilema. Because even the mistakes that he makes, you can clearly see that this president is very shallow. It's not an insult. This is my opinion. It's not an insult. As far as I'm concerned, Hakainde Hichilema is very shallow in the way he's running this government. I'm not talking about personal issues here, but in terms of governance, President Hakainde Hichilema is very shallow. I have said it. I have said it. It's not an insult. It's not an insult, it's not defamation, but the man is shallow. He is shallow. And I can give you tons of examples of things that he would have done better, but he's not doing them. Or some of the things that he has done very badly, he has handled very badly. Very badly. Where clearly, if he was really sharp in the mind, he wouldn't have done some of the things that he has done. If really he was really smart, he wouldn't have done, for example, one good example. You know, debt swap. Debt swap was very important to the civil servants. Debt swap was very, very important to the civil servants. If really he was sharp, if he was not shallow, he would have not taken the route that he has taken. He would have granted that debt swap. He would have managed it. He would have managed it. But because Vahakainde Hichilema is not as sharp as the praise singers want to make him feel. Because you praise singers, when you are praising him, you make him feel that he's a very sharp man, he's a very intelligent man. He's not. He's not. He wouldn't. Somebody who is intelligent would not be making some of these mistakes that he's making. They are so obvious, even when he talks. When he talks. Like that press conference that we had. I mean, that is shallowness in terms of governance. You don't just bluntly come out and say, no, this one must pay. That's being shallow. Even if you know that he has to pay, you don't come out the way he was coming out. Anyway, the point is, this man is a failure. CDF is a failure. Free education is a failure. I can run you through a lot of things that this man has failed. IMF. Ni Juni muno tulimu Juni. Where is your IMF? Where is your IMF? Failure. No, fewer prices. Which country have you seen? A country that comes up with different pricing every month. Every month. Which country? Tell me, if that is not shallowness. I can never so pretend on a government like that. I don't know which leader would accept that fuel price can be fluctuating every month. I don't know which leader. I don't know. In my view, in my point, in my opinion, that's shallowness. That's shallowness. You can't have such a situation. You can't. Vahakainde used to boast about farming. No. Ndine mulimi mzanu, I'm a farmer. I don't think he's a farmer. Yes, he has got all these animals and everything, but it is because he had a lump sum of money, bought a lot of cattle, and people are managing it for him. Otherwise, really, I mean, where is his experience? Where is his experience? What is happening in the farming sector? This is June. By now, we expect that, fertilizer and farming inputs are supposed to be spreading throughout the country. What is happening? I don't even know if they have a clue that they need to provide farming inputs. By this time, we would have seen tenders that have been awarded and whatever, but nothing. And you say, no. Vahakainde Hichilema is the best president. He's a good president. He's a failure. Worst president we have ever had. Worst president. Nshire tukana. I'm expressing myself, telling you what I see in this man that you elected as president. This is what I see. I see failure. I see shallowness in terms of leading this country. I see dictatorship. Because in Gawalandefi, this is why he's a narcissistic. Narcissists, they only want glories, praises. When you tell them about their negative, they get upset. And because they have power, they want to inflict pain on you. Throw you to Lukulu, throw you Marcel's. You shouldn't talk. That is dictatorship. When your ministers can't make decisions, that is autocracy. That is dictatorship. You go around in the country, people don't have money. That is dictatorship because you want to hold on to everything. That is failure. A lot of people, a lot of you who are watching here, I know a lot of you have supplied to government and you are not being paid. You are not being paid. You have not been paid. Because Hakainde Hichilema has no clue on how to run the government properly, how to oil the economy, to keep the engines of the economy running. He doesn't know. He has no clue. He has no clue. He doesn't know. He sees, when he sees the Zambian, he looks at them from a political point of view. He could be a political, he could even be political, he could even be PF. But by the fact that he is strategically placed at a certain position of the economy, you will give him the money so that the economy can keep running. Yes, he might have supported PF. But this person has a number of companies with a lot of people employed in his company. You don't tamper with this guy. You don't go and freeze his bank accounts. You freeze bank account. Umuntu nako at $10 million mubanki. You go and freeze it. That's being shallow. You don't do that. You have locked that money. That money, allow it to go into the economy. That is how the economy keeps running. You are oiling the economy. Not you freeze accounts. You are freezing the economy. The entire economy, you are freezing it. Everyone who has money in this country has become a suspect. Everyone has become a suspect. So now those people with money, if you freeze their accounts, how will the economy be turning? How? And the government is also not paying. So how will the economy run? How? That is shallowness in terms of running the government. You don't do that. You don't freeze all the accounts, freeze accounts, label everyone, corrupt and everything. Because when you do that, you are freezing the economy. You are making the economy on a standstill. That's what you're doing. But you need to be sharp up there. You need to be sharp up there. But what is happening in this government? I'm wondering. I just wanted to tell you, anyway, I've got people waiting for me. I just wanted to tell you that don't be bothered about what Cornelius Mweetwa is saying. It is just another ploy to shift your attention. The fact is that these people have failed because they have no clue on how to run the government properly. They have no clue. They are failures. They are the worst that we have ever had. Worst that we have ever had. There is nothing to celebrate on Hakainde Hichilema about pressing. You can type what President Hakainde Hichilema has succeeded. I'm saying is a failure. I've given you because he has not done anything. That is my reason. He has not done anything worth my praise. I've said Hakainde Hichilema is a narcissist. Yes, because Hakainde Hichilema only wants him to get the glories. He wants praises. But praise for what? When you have done nothing. I've said Hakainde Hichilema is a dictator. Yes, he's a dictator because he doesn't want people to talk. When I talk, he sends to Malitu cadres to report to police to say, I have insulted him. I don't insult. I've spoken here. I have not insulted. By the fact that Narandati, somebody is shallow in the way that is leading this country, that is not defamation. That is not an insult. It is an opinion. Based on what? Based on these failures. Failures like failing to employ teachers, failing to give them debt swap, failing to succeed on the IMF, failing to run the economy, keep money in the economy. These are things which are making me say this man is a failure, is a terrible failure, is worst of the presidents that we have had so far. Nalanda, Ochakalipa, Luakwe, but don't abuse the police to say Tayali has insulted when I have not insulted. If I have insulted, well and good. I am very much ready to face the law when I've committed a crime, not when I've committed a crime. Don't cause unnecessary expenses for me, taking me to Rukuru. Do you know how much I spent to come out of Rukuru? For what? Allah, Mweetwa dictator, bye.